guys, it's Amiyrah from Four Hats and Frugal, and today I wanted to do my video that I've been promising to do for a while now, and it's called Ask a Military Chick. What I did on my blog is I let my readers ask any questions they've ever wanted to ask a woman in the military, and I told them I would answer it via video. So this is what I'm doing today. Let's get started. There's only one solution for that, especially when I was deployed, and that is this. Can you guys see that? There it is. It's called Hot Hands. You can see it? And these are actually hand warmers, but what I did when I was deployed especially, and sometimes when we work 12-hour shifts down at my base, and you know, I'm on a period, I put these, it's gonna sound really funny, but I put them like in my pants, right, you know, in my abdomen area, and they're not sticky, so they don't stay really, but I mean, if you have on underwear, they'll stay, and that's what I do to help out with my cramps. So that's just, it's one of those things you just have to deal with. Yes, I do get homesick. I think everybody gets homesick. How I deal with it is I just deal with it. I mean, it was very, very hard to be away my last deployment. Very hard, because we were deployed during pretty much most of the important holidays and occasions for our family. I was away for our wedding anniversary. I was away for Christmas and New Year's. And I was here for Thanksgiving, but I left right after Thanksgiving, so that was also very hard. It was a very hard holiday for me last Thanksgiving, because I knew that once this is over, this is it, I'm going. So yeah, it was tough, and it is tough, but you know that it's your turn to go, so you go. That's just, you have to kind of suck it up. I did get homesick, and it didn't help that the Wi-Fi was horrible on my base, so I didn't get to Skype as much as I wanted to with my kids and my husband, and that made it even worse. But by the time it got so unbearable, we were on our way home. I mean, besides my family, I think I miss junk food. While I was away the last time, one of my big motivations to going to work out every day, I worked out every day. And my big motivation for that is that once a week, I was actually, no, it was once a day. Ooh. Every time I worked out, I was allowed one Twinkie. I promised myself if I did an hour workout every day, I could follow that up with a Twinkie if I wanted to. I didn't always get the Twinkie, but it was a great motivator to get me going. And that also helped with me not being able to just go and get junk food that I wanted. The good thing is my family started to send me all the junk food that I liked anyway, so I was able to share that with people, and I got shipments of Twinkies so I could keep up my workouts, so that was great. But yes, junk food. Well, what I do in order to get everything done in my work life, in my home life, in my blog life, in my vlog life, and you know, still make sure that I meet, is that I take care of things in spurts. This helps me to get a lot of stuff done either in the home or in my business, on my blog, and even down at the base. What I like to do, what I've been doing lately, is I've been giving myself 11-minute spurts of work and then 4 minutes of play. And I do that for, you know, a couple of hours, maybe 3 hours during the day, if I can get it 3 hours going. I also like to do that down at the base, but I do it a little bit differently. So if I'm in charge of a group of airmen, I like to make sure that I time out how much time we do in our work. So if we're doing 45 minutes of work, I want them to have a 15-minute break. That's the type of supervisor that I am. I find that we're much more productive when we're able to work that way, and everybody doesn't feel frazzled. In my home life, the way that this works is during that little break that I give myself, I do something for me. Either I sit down and, you know, I paint my nails, or I read a magazine, or, you know, I'll get in 4 minutes of that DVR show that I have And that's what I do for that 4 minutes. So that's how I kind of keep my individuality while taking care of everything in our house. When I decided to join the military, I needed money for school. I was already in college for a semester, and due to the loans and being on campus and things like that, there was no way I could continue to pay that each semester for 4 years. And I knew it, and my parents knew it. And they hadn't saved up too much for me for college, so that was going to run out quickly. And I did not want to rack up a bunch of loans. Like, that was not something that I was interested in. So my dad was in the military for 20 years. He's now retired. And he said, well, you know what your option is. You can always come down to the base. We'll take you around and you can see what everything's all about. And they were offering me a bonus, and they were going to pay me for school, and they were going to pay me to go to school. So I couldn't, not do that. And I thought I was only going to be doing for 6 years, but I am now 12 years strong, and I re-enlisted. So it turned out to be something that, although it's the total opposite of my personality, it's worked out to be something that has become a big part of my life. Yes, it is a widespread problem. Yes, um, I personally haven't experienced it, thank goodness, but it happened while I was deployed. It's happened quite a bit, and it happens a lot more than people report, which is very important that the masses understand that. It happens all the time. And women are very scared because we are such a small percentage in the military. We're very scared to speak up. And they're trying to change that. They actually have a lot of groups and support systems now that where we can go anonymously to report things, or just someone to talk to. We now have that. We haven't had that for a while, and now they're trying to make that top priority in the military. And yes, it is an issue in the military. And yes, it is very important that the public know that, even though it kind of gets swept under the rug for a little bit. And I think it's important for the public to also know that it's not just a problem with women. Men are also becoming victims of rape and sexual abuse in the military. I don't know if I found it to be harder as a female. Yes, we have to do the same things that they have to do. Point blank, period. Uh, I had a female training instructor, which when you have a female, she makes it tough on you. She really wants to show that women can do just as much as men, and she'll show that in our flight. And this is part of the book that I'm writing. Yes, I'm writing a book. And where I talk about our experiences during basic training and tech school, and my first year as an actual airman in the Air Force, which also coincidentally was 2001. So yeah, there's going to be a big story there. I don't know if I want to say that it was harder. I just want to say that it was as equal as they could make it. I guess that's the nice way of saying it. Yes and no. Just like in the regular world, there are men out there who can respect a powerful woman and who have no problem giving women tasks that they know a man could do as well. And there are men out there who, want to coddle you and who feel that, just because you have boobs and a vagina, that you can't do certain things. And it's like that in the military. The military is just a very, very tight-knit version of Earth, if you want to think about it that way. Um, yes. I've been to a few other countries, due to the military, but the one where I was able to actually interact with the people of the country was when I went to Qatar for that was actually my first deployment. They do a lot of praying, and so we got to hear that 5 times a day, the call to prayer, which is very interesting for me, being that my parents are Muslim and I'm not. So I grew up knowing everything there is to know about being a Muslim and about, the Islamic community and the religion of Islam. So it was kind of interesting to me to hear that 5 times a day. I also was very surprised at how in some parts of their in some parts of their city and country, it is very fast paced. It is very chic and beautiful, and then in other parts, it was, very low key, minuscule. Things were kind of shady in some parts too, I have to say, but it was very laid back. And that their malls are beautiful. They have the most beautiful places to shop and the most beautiful hotels, all 5-star hotels that I've ever seen. They take so much pride into that, building these things and offering this to their community. And, I kind of was in awe of that the certain things that they take pride in and do a very good job at. I can't stand it. I think that's one of my biggest pet peeves. I don't like being told that I can't have something when I'm an American, I'm 21, and this is what I would like to have. So it's kind of a stubborn thing for me. I understand it, but in the same token, I'm like, you can't tell me what not to have. So that's where that comes from. The good part is once you're deployed and it's time for you to go, you're moved to another base. And usually that base is in a country where they do allow drinking. So that's where you'll have your first beer, as you saw in the picture that I had in the beginning of this video. So, but yeah, it's very annoying. I would just like to have one beer when I want to have one beer, but rules is rules, as they say. Yes, yes, and yes, I would do it all over again. Uh, it's it's great to be able to serve my country and be, protect those who live here, but my real reason for doing it again would be because of the family that I made. I have such great friends who I now count as family members that I've met during my 12 years serving. And they mean the world to me. And I know there's no way I would have met them without this. And the experiences that I've had, and the fact that although some of these experiences have been negative and have really tested me as a person, they've made me realize how great of a person I can be, and how patient I am, and how strong I can be when I need to be. And it also helped me realize how much of a blessing certain things are in life that you just don't realize until you are not able to have them, or not able to see them, or not able to, give a hug to your kids or your husband, or spend an anniversary together. So, and I think a lot of people don't understand that because they haven't had to go through that. And I understand that, those who, who aren't very supportive of the military. And I can't fault them for not being supportive, but I would just wish one day that they could kind of be in our shoes just for once and kind of see how much it is a challenge to have to fight for you every day and be gone from everything that we love on a daily basis, 6 months to a year, and come back and have people just not be supportive and say awful, awful things. But we know that they have the right to say those things because we fought for them for those 6 months and a year. and will continue to fight for them to say these awful things to us for 6 months to a year. And it's very difficult. It is. It's very difficult. But it's something that I would never give up. Please feel free to ask more questions that may pop up into your brain. You can do it down in the comments here. I would love to do another one of these videos, and I am an open book. I will answer any questions that you want me to answer. So feel free to hop in there and ask me anything. Ask a military chick. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.